everybody, and welcome back to Derail Valley. So we are going to be starting a career mode, and let's go ahead and get a contract set up and get started. Now we cannot do any of these yellow tags, and we can't do longs because again we're at the start. We could do shunting, but because the license is only $1,000 for shunting, but it would have to be a worthwhile. Shunting doesn't take that much time, but you know, I feel like we could do this pretty quick. So let's accept this order. We're going to harbor and town, so we're gonna go straight through here. Well, actually, am I right about that? I think I'm wrong about that. I think we're going that way, because we need to go. No, we're going that way. Hang on. Yeah. Best to go that way. Alright. Yeah. I don't know where my head was at. I thought it'd be better to go that way. But anyway. Our goal is to get the S060, and then we'll be driving that thing around religiously. The S060 has a somewhat low operating cost for what it can haul. However, that is, again, for what it can haul. Not... Come on. You're right there. They messed how sensitive the locking is. It seems less sensitive than it used to be, because it used to lock in like right about there. There. Alright, so we're gonna latch these two trains up together and then put them in reverse. So that way, in case we have any issues, is the main reason for that. Alright. And since we're going to be locking these two together, we're going to go past this bar to park this locomotive. I should have spun the table around before I did all that, but it doesn't really matter that much, right? Nope. You're pretty much on the money. There's the rail. There you go. All right. Come on. This thing stalled, really? I I guess it doesn't like those small little bursts. And touched. Oh no, it's this one to connect to this one. And then lock. Airline, boom. And this one can now be turned off until we need it. Right. Yeah, we need to spin it backward. I'm realizing now that I chose to do the long way to spin it around backward. It's fine. It's electric. Who cares? All right. Should I? Well, yeah, we'll get the S060 because then we don't need to do a multiple. We won't need to have a multiple unit license for the S060. Anyway, we're doing the 2 DE2s because it's 285 tons. And that's a little bit for this thing to move going that way. The max that this train can supposedly pull is 350 tons. But I don't even trust that. I have a little bit of ways to go before we have to stop. I'll get a little bit of break. Now we'll put it all the way forward. Now what? Well, we need to go past this anyway. That's fine. What track do we need to be on? B20 track, okay. That's not hard to arrange. Now we are going to be using quite a bit of fuel because this thing is a shunter. It's not made to do really hauls. It's not very efficient in that matter, but it'll get the job done. We'll get a decent enough payday, and we don't have to manually service this because of the insurance. So, gotta love insurance copay. Otherwise, we'd have to pay a pretty penny to service this machine. Now we are unrealistic, so that is a core aspect of how the gameplay works, right? So, I have been quiet, Jesus. But anyway, the core way this gameplay works is by, you're as you progress through the career mode and you unlock more and more licenses, your insurance copay will increase. Starts out at 100 and it'll slowly increase all the way up to, it can go all the way up to 5 mil. Just to repair one train, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But it's just how the gameplay works. Now, I will say that this is a game that you will find yourself losing some time in, and whenever I'm doing these gameplays, sometimes I lose track of what I'm doing, and that's why you hear my energy go down a little bit. That's just because I forget that I'm doing commentary. Well, I know I'm doing commentary, and it's sitting in the back burner of my head, but it's not like something that's in the top field. So you gotta give me a little bit of, time to deal with that. I have not done commentary in a hot minute. Well, I haven't done videos in a little bit. I'm starting to come back to them, but it takes a little bit of time to get used to doing commentary again. Especially commentary where you're super energetic. Come on, a little slower. That'll do. That would do. Anyway, the only thing I don't like about Derail Valley is you phase through the train. Yeah. Unless you're moving, you will phase through the train. So like, watch, if I move, I won't phase through. But if I stop, I'll phase through. That is an annoyance of mine with this game. But it works fine enough. Small little bump. Now, I kind of wish this game had Janie connectors or something of that aspect instead of doing these hooks. I don't know why we're doing the hook style connectors, but we are, and I don't really like it. Now we can come over here and we can verify that this is our order, SMFH99, which it is, so we are good to go in that aspect. And this was the only one with handbrake set, so we should be good to go. Now, that is one thing about Derail Valley, is there's only one handset that's ever set on a locomotive. Now, this hill climb here, we may have to use both engines in order to get up it. I don't know, but it is a possibility. We're gonna pick up speed quite quickly here if we can. This is, over 285 tons now. We added a full-on locomotive to our haul, but we should still be able to make it fine and dandy up this hill. I'll get the other locomotive started up so it can help out too. That's in the 600. Now they're about equal. Now we should be able to get up this with barely any problems, but you never know. It should be fine with 2 DE2s. Should be fine, hands down, no issue. That one in the back we're gonna shut off after we get up this grade coming out. Because this grade's a little bit more aggressive than what we'll see for the rest of the track, mostly. If we do see another aggressive grade, then we'll proceed to have the back engine back on. But it should be fine. Now, we are rocking about 45 kilometers an hour, and I don't know what that conversion is in miles an hour. Not that precise with things, but I can tell you that I deal with miles an hour, so I don't really know how fast 40 kilometers an hour is. Just in this game, it seems relatively okay speed. Now we are up a grade, 1.3. Should start to get more level here. You see, we took a toll of 10 kilometers an hour going up the hill with 2 DE2s on a pretty high setting. We have a narrow warning again, but that's okay. We are picking speed back up around 35 kilometers an hour, and we have a thingamajig up ahead. That is just out of my range right now. There we go. We need to go that way. To the west. I mean east. Yeah, east, not west. Never eat shredded wheat, guys. Alright. That seems to be a good power setting for 2 DE2s because we're slowly gaining speed. We're not going very quick, and we still have a climb, as you can see there. 0.6, so it's not really that bad. We could probably get by with 1 DE2. So let me go see if we can do that. Let me shut off the other DE2. If I turn this DE2 off, oh god, and increase our power. We can go full guns blazing right now. Maybe not. Anything over 800 is kind of like wheel slip territory. That'll work. We're going pretty quick. What's the limit? 70? Okay, we're fine. 70 flat track. We are maxed out. We are pedal to the floor. I mean, we're in a locomotive. The throttle is on the roof. The regulator's on the roof right now. Anyway, we're doing max that this train will do full guns blazed is 70 kilometers an hour, which will be fine for the most part. On this track here, this track's not really a slow track. We can go pretty quick around it. See, this limit here is 100, which if we were in the S282, you could go pretty close to that or over it. The S282, some people you can actually get going over 120 kilometers an hour a little while ago, but now they patched that. Yeah, no, you could get that thing flying. And the S060 is a relatively fast train for acceleration. Top end, I don't think it has the best top end. I think the speedometer tops out at 60, which kind of annoys me. But it's not a bad locomotive. The acceleration of it's really good. It does consume a bit more water than I would like, and the coal storage on it is good enough to get you pretty much wherever you want to go with the locomotive. assuming that you're staying within the limits of the locomotive. Now, if you are pushing it, you can haul about 600 tons, but that's if you're pushing it and you're not going very far. If you're going a distance, I would recommend to stay below 500 tons. Let's say if you're going from one side of the map to the other side of the map, probably around little over 300 tons would be your max there. And if you're doing 500 tons, that'd be good for half of the map. I would say you could do half the map with 500 tons relatively easily, as long as you plot your route out well. See, this route here, you can just set it and forget it. Going 70 kilometers an hour, you're good to go. And yeah. Now I will say, I was planning for these videos to be fully VR, but what I'm going to do is have a mix. So we'll have a mix of VR and non-VR in our career mode. Now you may say that, you know, it doesn't give the same feel, but the reason for it is, there's actually a couple reasons for it. First one, it's not always that simple to set up my VR. Sometimes all I have to do is turn on the headset and it's ready to go. Other times I'll go and turn on the headset and the thing world map. Alright, you want to go to the left, and to the right, and the thing decides to not work, which is a little bit annoying. We're on a descend here, so we are a-okay. We do need to give it a little bit of brakes. We'll do 2 brakes, 2 notch. Is 2 notch? Nope, 2 notch doesn't. 3 notch. 3 notch is slowing. Alright. We need about 5 notch. Or 6. 7. 7 notch, because we need to go down to 40. Actually, max notch right now. Come on, get it slowed. Alright. Got it back down to 2. 2 should maintain us pretty well. Oh, we can go back up to 70. Okay. I'm just gonna release it here. We are gonna be on a level track for a short spell. Now you may notice I am in realistic. That's why you don't see the player on the map at all. You just see, you know, the map. And I have I'm using the compass to tell me exactly where we are going. Now if we're going straight south, that tells me that we are on the right track here. We are on we're on this section here. And we are back on a descent. Descent. We're gonna kick it back up to 2 notch. Just to hold our speed. Because we can only do about 50 around here, and I don't really want to push this locomotive, so actually we can knock it back a little, we'll be fine. We'll let it pick up some speed. The slope isn't that great, so won't be too bad. Should be manageable as long as I keep an eye. 60, okay. Not gonna do one of those things where you go from 60 to 40 on me, are you? I don't really like it whenever the game does that. Kind of annoying. Hey, you see what I mean? We'll do 2 notch. As long as we are below 50, we should be good. 3 notch. Back it back down to 2. Alright. We're on a bridge, so that tells me we are here. This little area. We won't have too much further to go. Cool. Take off that brake. Yeah, Bondi. Yep, that's okay. $60. See if a single notch holds. Single notch does not hold. Single notch. We want to go that way. Oh, 40. I did not realize the speed. We got lucky that we didn't derail. We really got lucky. 2.3 to grade. No, we're not doing speed. Or we are doing more. We are doing 40. Hang on a second. Alright, so now we gotta figure out where we are going. By the way, if you heard that weird noise, that was the, that was wheel slip. Means that we braked a little too hard. We're going into the G5I track, which, if we look at our station schematics here, G5 track, by the way, hold Alt, go into cursor mode, and then you can click on what station. Now we are going to the G track. So we need to go right. So 4 rights, a left, and a right. Anyway, so we won't be too far into, it won't take too much longer here. We'll have this delivered. We'll unlock the S060 and then, well, is what it is from that point on. But decide to continue the video or if I decide to not. However, if you are looking at the timestamp of this video, it will probably tell you which I decided to do. So, also keep in mind, I have to get a shovel and actually find the S060 before we can actually use it. So just keep that in mind. Not something I can go straight shot and use. One. I got that song stuck in my head now. But anyway, won't take too much longer here and we'll be donezo. Dun 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 dun. That was, hang on. We just passed the round table, the 3, 4, and then once we pass this Y that's going to be coming up here, we're going to go into the whatchamacallit thing area. Now we can do it one or two ways. We can back into it, or I can probably pull straight on through. That lane should be empty. That's probably what I would do. So here's the start of the Y. It's already staying on the main track, which is a-okay, which it should stay on the main track. Only time it should ever go off of the main track is if I change it for some reason. Which in this career mode, yeah, we may have issues with that going along the line later, because you saw that I forgot to reset the sawmill track. Now it will be fine if I'm coming from the north of sawmill going through, but it will not be fine if I'm coming from south going through the sawmill. That would not be a-okay. Alright. This should be G. No, this is F track. Oh crap, I missed it already. Level 3 train brake. That should stop us relatively quick enough. See, this is why you don't get around to talking too much, because you end up doing stuff like this. 5 ought to stop us. Yeah, you end up doing a little bit too much talking. And that's okay when you're doing commentary like this, but you know, in certain instances it may not be the best or smartest idea in the world to just keep rambling on, because you know, sometimes things don't go as planned, as obviously I did here. I thought it was gonna be that switch too. I was like, yeah, probably not, and then flipped it, and yeah. I keep in mind, it has been a hot minute since I played Derail Valley. Now, you may have seen a video come up like, 2 weeks ago? But that was recorded, you know, before. I don't know, it would have been recorded the day before, or maybe 2 days before, somewhere around there. I've been having a little bit of computer issue, but I fixed it. I have a bad PCI port on my motherboard, which is weird, I know. Especially since it's an MSI motherboard, and normally MSI is pretty decent on their quality control, so I'm actually surprised. But yeah, my MSI B550 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard has decided to have a bad PCI port, and it seems to have been bad from the factory. Because anytime that I hooked up my VR in the past, it would say my computer was not VR ready, even though I have a Ryzen 7 3900X and a GeForce RTX 3070. That makes it VR ready, and it handled VR fine. But you know, it just didn't say VR ready. Now, since I changed the PCI port, it does say VR ready, and functions perfectly fine now. Before, it had issues booting, like it wouldn't always boot up to Windows. You'd have to turn it off for a little while, and so I don't know, but yeah, just a little bit of an issue there with the GeForce RTX 3070. I cannot believe, well, not really the 3070, it's the MSI motherboard, but yeah, I don't know, just a little bit weird. Now over there is the off track where you'll find another DE2, and if you look over there, there's the D track, if I remember. See, I remember some of the station, just not all of it. Hard to remember all of it. Alright, so we're going into the 5 track on G. So 5 is literally, I'm just gonna do 2 switch changes. So this switch has to change and this switch has to change, and that's the 5 track. Once we pass it, we can give a brake force of about 3. And that should slow us down in the yard pretty much. We'll reduce. Bring it a little bit further. Bring it 2 cars further. 1 car further. And we'll stop here. Alright. Sweet. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut off this engine. Electricity doesn't matter in this game. Not so. Fine and dandy. Now, next locomotive that's going to connect to this is probably going to connect it from that side, because this needs to be offloaded. And the only way to offload is by going over to the D track. Which means I'll probably have a shunting job. Or I should have a shunting job available after this. I just said avail like I'm playing Microsoft Flight Sim. Sorry about that. Anyway. But yeah, no, the DE2 stands for diesel electric. It has 2 powered axles, or 2 axles that have traction motors on them. And therefore, having 2 of them means now you have 4 driven axles, and you have quite a bit more weight on those axles. So, just how it is. Now, the DH4 is not a bad locomotive. I do recommend it. It is a it's an automatic geared locomotive. Well, I say geared. It's geared in the way that the hydraulic turbines. So there's turbines in there, and the motor spools up the turbines, and as those turbines are spinning the fluid, once it gets sped up enough, it goes to the next turbine. And there's 3 turbines on the DH4, and that essentially acts as gearing, and you'll notice the engine RPM actually drop every time it spools up to the next turbine. So it's a pretty interesting little locomotive. Fun to play with, has plenty of power. Would definitely recommend it. Sweet. Alright. Would definitely recommend it if you have the money for it. Now we'll go ahead and pay our fees. Seems we damaged something. I don't know what we damaged. Oh wait, no, we didn't damage it. We used 2 locomotives. That's right. Anyway, now we'll look at our wallet. Oh yeah, we got plenty of moolah. So So that's going to do it here, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one where we use the S060 to go and pull some loads. Now we have plenty of money to do and to go out, buy a shovel, and find the S060, and it'll be an interesting little gameplay. Now, we will, after the S060, we'll unlock the DH4, and I'll show you how that locomotive works. Now, I have done videos on how the DM3 works, on how the S060 works, and how the S282 works. I don't think I did. No, I haven't done a video on the DH4. So, in the next video, if we earn enough money, which is going to be unlikely, but if we earn enough money, then we'll run the DH4. However, I don't think we are going to. I think we're going to earn a little bit of money, just enough to where we can do concurrent orders, and then we can do a concurrent order with the S060, and that thing has plenty of torque and plenty of power to get us to move 2 orders at once, as long as they are within that 500-ton limit, like I was saying before. Now, anyway, I already said my wrap up, so I'll see you in the next one.